Did you have any idea like what you were signing up for? Because the first season and the shit you guys had to do.
No freaking way. No, I had no clue. Because especially we shot the pilot first before the whole series got picked up. And Allie in the pilot like is not asked to do anything wildly out of the box. We have a great scene where we like fight over him tweeting something about getting head.
Yeah.
And it's all dialogue. It's all her being kind of just like a voice of reason. It seemed, reasonable behavior. And then our show gets picked up. I'm so excited. And then they hand me a script with like several milking tables.
Yeah, I was going to say the milking table.
But what I love about, like, I had no idea, you guys, I did it. And when we first, like, I read it in the production office, like in front of Dave and a couple of the writers, truly them watching me like flip pages going, okay. But once I got to the very end where they have like a real discussion about intimacy and like taking chances, being vulnerable with your partner and like being honest and doing things for one another, then the bigger theme made so much sense. And I was like, okay, we're doing absolutely wild and sometimes grotesque things, but there's a point. Like we're doing it for an overall like really human message, something that's really sweet to his character, to the arc of the show, to the relationships. So they make me do crazy stuff, but I always do it because I believe in the art of the joke and everything that their big picture thinking leads us to.
And it obviously has worked. I mean, I was sobbing at the end of the first season of Dave because I was so invested in it. It also is just real life. Like these little weird moments, obviously people have them in relationships, maybe not as extreme as this relationship in the show, but then you have the really sweet moments that you're like almost like taught a lesson in some way, like not in a cheesy way, but in a perfect way. Also, kind of fun to do those things because you're doing it for a TV show.
Oh, so fun. And it's such a trusted crew. Like, I love them so much and everybody believes in it and everybody's really happy to be there. So even at the most, you'd think awkward scenes, they're, certainly a little bit awkward, but everybody has such a sense of play and trust with one another that they're really fun to shoot. I will say, I don't know if you guys are caught up on the second season, but yes. There's a scene in the second season with Allie and Dave where
is it when he
I'll
throws
just say
up
it,
on you?
He vomits on my back.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
It's so disgusting.
Into an open wound.
Open wound. And it was, as Taylor that day, like when I read the script, I was like, gross, funny, I get it. But my sensitivity to those kinds of gross, weird stunts, I thought was really, I don't know, I thought my tolerance was higher. So the day we went to shoot it, I was like, whatever, let's do it. And they like, put applesauce in Dave's mouth. This is height of COVID, by the way, like height of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And we take the shot. He spits up the applesauce on my bare back. And I almost threw up. Yeah. I was like, oh, no, what is this? Actually, I wasn't really thinking about it. Like it was just in Dave's mouth and now it's on my skin. And like, I can't. So that was weirdly one of the toughest things that we've had to do, even though it's like sort of the simple.
Yeah. Well, I feel
even
like
I'm getting nauseous.
No, I know, but I also feel like in Dave's mind, he would have loved if you also throw up because they would have just kept that.
Yeah.
Like they would have been like, oh, now they're
the shot.
Now they're both like projectile vomiting in the bathroom.
Yeah. You totally get that. Would have been, he's going to be mad to hear that I did almost threw up and I held it back. You're nailing it.
He's going to like stick his fingers down your throat next time and make you throw up.
Don't why would you swallow that? Let it out. That's God. And I thought it too. Like I remember watching that episode and just being like, after he throws up and just audibly making a noise, like myself on the couch being like, oh, that's gross.
I'm pretty sure I texted my friends being like, did you guys see the ending of that episode of Dave? It was fucking gross. How much of it is scripted versus improv?
The like situations that the characters are in, and like I could speak certainly for myself as Allie, like the actual situations that we're in are always crafted by the writers. So they're already just setting us up for so much comedy. And then within that, we try to stay on script a little bit and then have like a big sense of play. Yeah. And so it's great because then a lot of those things are what end up on screen. And we do have writers too on set who are kind of like throwing out ideas. And Dave himself is a writer, so he'll be pitching different stuff. But it's the more of us that get in there, the more improv it is. Yeah. Like if you put Santino and Gata and Christine and me and Dave, it's like very hard to keep all of us on.
Yeah.
page
Andrew Santino is great. Love him.
He's
so
the
funny.
funniest person alive.
So funny. And I'm sure when you guys like all start joking around, things just escalate, and then from there you guys pick up on stuff.
Yeah, and we get reined back in sometimes, but those moments of us getting like so off topic are just so great. Like, I think it's in season 1 when Gaeta pulls like a salmon out of his backpack and like Santino and him have like a back and forth about the salmon. You guys, that was like 7 minutes long and I was peeing my pants laughing. It was so good. And to see they pull the highlights from that and put it in the show, it's like magic.
Well, we loved season 1 and we're loving season 2. The one thing that I feel like we probably aren't loving about season 2 is there's not enough Allie. So are we going to get more? Like, are we going to see more of you before the end of this season? Because I know obviously this is kind of like Dave's single now and the Doja Cat episode. And like, it's entertaining. But I do like when it's like all the friends, like you said, together. And it hasn't been as much of that because of like the strained relationship.
Yeah, it is. They're certainly getting creative about the ways to certainly still include Allie, which I really appreciate. But I can say that there's like some more Allie to come this season that I think is I'm really looking forward to sharing with people because, you know, there's been so much of them now testing each other's boundaries and figuring out how to be friends and figuring out what this new relationship is. And that sort of comes to a head in the last couple episodes. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah, and this screams on and off relationship to me. Like I see a third season Allie, you know.
Well, I'm curious for you guys. I love, like, in particular, asking women if you want them back together or not.
So I'm always like, I always side on like the hopeless romantic side, kind of, but Dave would really have to change his ways for me to get there.
Like I think Allie I think Allie can do better than Dave.
Yeah,
but you appreciate them being together. Yes, he would have to change a little bit.
But like I would want Allie still involved. So like maybe Allie ends up with like someone else on the show. Like you change it up. Like so she's still included and like gets a happy ending, but it's like that person becomes a character. Because I don't know. That is true. It is a great question because Dave is just not a good boyfriend.
Yeah. I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah, big time.